This video is brought to you by Ravenscraft Realty of Northeast Missouri.
I was going to start mowing the yard, but someone else is sitting here. Hey. Hey, can you get up, please? Ugh. Sorry, kitty. I've been trucking the last couple days. That's kind of boring, but I think I'll do a little ride along here tonight. And these glasses were my birthday gift from Grandpa. He only gave them to me because he didn't like them. But they're slightly more cool than the glasses I had before. For the past several days, I've been living the Peterbilt life, which is the life that I certainly do like. It's a little bit more comfortable than the Freightliner Cascadia or Freightliner Columbia life. We got this big bin cleaned out last week, or not last week, on Monday. Now we're pulling Grandpa's corn out of the north bin and out of the south bin. And we're pulling out of both of them at the same time to kind of pace everything. And once we get some more corn in that overhead bin, I'm gonna get up here on that little stand. I'm gonna fill the truck up. It seems like this bin site loads out a little bit slower, or maybe it's just that it's completely empty right now. Maybe a little bit of both. I believe there's about 155,000 bushels of storage in these two bins, and then the north bin is 2 rings taller, and I think that it's got like 175,000 bushels of storage. We're kind of almost sort of approaching the end of hauling corn, and thank goodness, because hauling corn can be a very, very long job when you've got bins like this that are chock full of corn. But hey, at least I've got a cool truck to drive now. This will be the 3rd load of corn that I've taken over to Illinois today. This stuff is going to Naples, along the Illinois River in Illinois. You take I-72 over and then go to Bluffs and then go a little bit further, turn left. Can't miss it. This load of corn, since Naples is closed right now, this one's going to Jacksonville to Bartlett. This corn has stored pretty well because this corn is still a little bit cool. That's approximately 1,000 bushels of yellow number 2. Darn tarp. Let's head this thing to Jacksonville, Illinois. I really like a 13-speed transmission. The air conditioning works today, and it actually has not worked any of the last 4 days, which was a little unpleasant. If you were wondering, yes, I do have my seat high enough to see over the dash. We made it all the way to Jacksonville, trouble-free. Well, almost trouble-free. But I have my cool chicken lights turned on, and I'm gonna scale in, get this dumped, and then get out of here. This is my new favorite place to take corn, because there's so much room to get around, and there's hardly ever a line here. It's just an awesome place. Another good thing about Jacksonville is that you get to read all of the graffiti on the side of the railroad cars while you're here. Hear that? Getting probed. Another thing that I really like about Bartlett is their special card that you scan. You don't have to wave it like 2 inches in front of the scanner like you do at CGB. So if anyone at CGB is watching this, please change whatever your scanning system is to the one that Jacksonville has, because it's awesome. Look how cool this is. a fine Sunday. I have my birthday gift sunglasses on yet again. Down here at the bins, I'm going to start running some corn from bin 2 right here behind me into bin 3, which we're using as kind of a transfer tank to go from bins 1 and 2 to bin 3 to the wet bin to the truck. These 2 bins were here first before the rest of this was here. And we actually used an air system to blow the corn into them. And they originally had the unloads facing this way, and then the other one's facing that way. But we turned the floors so that the unloads would come here, dump it into a conveyor, dump it into another leg that would then dump it into bin 3. And we could pull from bin 3 to go to the big leg to go to the the overhead bin. I hope that makes sense. I'm actually down here, not only to move some corn around, but to mow the yard here at the bins, which is also kind of my house, the crib over there. I attempt to make the place look nice. Sometimes I'm a little lax on the mowing, but that's all right. But when you get down to it, mowing grass doesn't really make you any money. What a glorious Sunday evening. Perfect Sunday evening. We're preloading some trucks for Monday morning, so get started just a little bit sooner. But first, we gotta climb up on the wet bin and see where it's at. The genius of man knows no bounds, but apparently a sight gauge or some other easy way to check the level of a bin is not within the bounds of man. I don't know how this broke, but the flashing separated from the top of this conveyor. Gotta fix that sometime too. Since I returned to farming full time, I've noticed that the list of things that you need to fix never shrinks. It only gets larger and larger and larger. Wow, taking another load of corn to Jacksonville. Could this video get any more interesting? Yeah, I apologize for the monotony of this video, because this is what I've been doing. That's what I'm going to do all this week. It's what I did all last week. All in corn to Jacksonville and Naples too. All right, grab our ticket, and then let's get on home. Man, it feels cool to be a Peterbilt driver. This morning I picked up this little John Deere blade, and I initially bought it to resell it, but I'm kind of growing attached to this little thing. You pull this pin, you can swing it off to either side. Pull this out. I'm going to replace this with a pin, and then you can tilt it this way. You pull this one, and you can swing the blade one way or the other. So it's a 6-way blade, but it's just all a manual 6-way blade. And it even has the jack stand. That ought to be ripped all the way off. I'm going to go load this rig up one more time for tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Look at that awesome license plate. And disregard the bugs. She also needs a little bit of a bath. It seems to go a little bit quicker in the morning if you're already loaded up and you don't have to worry about it. Also, the Powerade popsicles, if you know, then you know. We've got the sweep running in this north bin, which it's a little bit taller than 2 south bins, or the middle bin and the south bin, I should say. But the sweep needs a little bit of help to keep itself moving. Down at my second or third or however many job this is, I'm getting a pump turning because there's some seep water coming in from the river. Once the river gets above like 15 feet, water starts to come under the levee, not like flooding under the levee, but seeping through the levee and the soil in the riverbanks, and it gets into the bottom. And where does all the water in the bottom go? Into the bay, which is right outside. And it's my job to get the water from in the bay out of the levee. I just have to wait until I build up enough vacuum above the impeller to send it flying and get the water moving. I finally made it back home for the night after starting the pump. Really didn't take but probably 25 minutes, and most of that time I was scooping up old ancient oil dry that I probably should have scooped up when I started the job, but that's all right. Behind me, or behind the phone, which is in front of me, there's bin number 2, which I really should have turned the sweep on to move the corn from bin number 2 into bin number 3. Yeah, just a lot of corn to move around, a lot of sweeps to run. I'm just a little bored with driving to Naples twice and Jacksonville twice every day. Because guess what I'm going to be doing tomorrow? That's right, driving to Naples twice and Jacksonville twice. Anyways, thank you all for watching the video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Stick around for more cool Peterbilt action. Hopefully we get the blue fendered truck back on the road in the near future. Needs a bumper and some other stuff. Nothing major turned up on the inspection, so that's good. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one, so take care. I'm going to go in the house and try to get some sleep.